Okay guys, this is going to be kind of a continuation on the last video I did talking about gay marriage. Now, the reason I wanted to do a second video is because some things came up in the comment section of that video that I think really started some good conversations with people. Now, overwhelmingly, I got positive comments left on that video. I mean, which was strange because quite honestly, I was expecting with a topic like that, especially given, who most of my videos are geared towards with, guns and politics and everything else. I really thought I'd get more of a fight out of a lot of people, but surprisingly enough, a lot of people just agreed with the video that, it's not the government's call to be saying who can and cannot be married. I mean, religion can do it, that's fine, they're a private institution, but the government doesn't have the right to step in and make those kind of moral judgment calls on people's personal lives if they're not harming others. So I thought that was a good thing. But it really led into some conversations where it really became a matter of what are you willing to do to kind of involve others in fighting for the rights that we care about. What are you willing to do to get other people to want to support your causes? I mean, the argument came up of whether or not you're willing to go out and whether it's make videos or sign petitions or whatever it may be, and support someone else's freedom and liberty. Let's say somebody who is gay who wants to be able to get married by their justice of the peace, or wants to have the same rights and privileges that a man and a woman can have if they get married by a justice of the peace or anyone else in government. What's to say that being able to go out and support that won't in turn allow for people who may be not really pro-gun or not really pro whatever it is you may be interested in, but because you're willing to fight and stand up for what they feel is important, would they be able to fight and stand up for what you feel is important? Now, a lot of times you run into just ideological bickering, and there's just some people who are never going to stand up and fight for, let's say, our gun rights. They're just not. It doesn't matter if you stand up and fight for their freedoms and liberties. It doesn't matter if you stand up and fight for them, whether it's legalized marijuana, gay marriage, whatever it is. It doesn't matter if you stand up and fight for their rights. They're never going to stand up and fight for gun rights. But there are a lot of people who would. There are a lot of people out there who, just because they may have a little bit different ideology on some things, they may say, look, I see these people are trying to help. I see these people are respecting my personal freedoms and liberties. Why can't I respect theirs? Why can't I help further their freedom and liberty in what they want? It really is a good question. It's something that I've talked to friends and family about before, and I don't think I've ever really talked about on a video, but I mean, quite honestly, I mean, if there are people out there who are willing to stand up and march and fight for my gun rights, I'd be more than happy to go march and stand up for their, gay rights or legalized marijuana or whatever it is. It really comes down to us as a nation, as a society, respecting personal freedom and liberty, respecting personal choice, respecting privacy, respecting just the ability to seek out happiness for our own selves. As long as we are consenting adults, as long as we are doing no harm, we have the right to seek out our own personal happiness and seek out our own freedoms and liberties. So really what it boils down to is a question that you have to ask yourself. Are you willing to go out and fight for the freedoms and liberties of others so that they might fight for your own freedom and liberty?